Right boys, so this is how to go from completely zero, you've never posted content online before, to your first 500k online. What it actually takes to build a personal brand that generates real income from somebody who did it without starting with a following, without a degree, without any GCSEs for that matter, without knowing what the fuck I was even doing at the start. So my name's Adam Moore and this is content acquisition. So I started off in £15,000 in debt from a car that I bought, died in the first week I bought it. I was working on building sites and I had no future plan on what I was ever going to do. 2021, I was in construction for 5 years, carpentry, you'll know this boys, waking up at 5, wondering if that was just going to be my life. My first online income stream, I started as an appointment setter and I made my first 3 to 5k doing exactly that, and that's when everything changed. After that, I then launched my own digital marketing offer and I scaled that to 35k a month, which was completely organic. Organic content is basically content that you haven't paid for. And then now standing here in Mykonos, the date's wrong there, but it's 2026 and I've collected almost 500k English, that's about $528k as well. I've scaled multiple different offers, helped multiple clients do the same thing, and content is always the core engine every single time. So why does this matter to you? So I'm not telling you this to flex, I'm not here to do that. I'm telling you because the method I used is repeatable and every single person in this room can replicate it. Now, I've used this to scale multiple clients from 8k to 22k. Scuff right here. 0 to 10k and 20 to 65k, and the system works regardless of your niche. And this is all in 18 months time with zero starting budget, no investor and no inheritance. So first of all, we're going to be breaking a few of the things that might be stopping you from wanting to build your personal brand. Now, the first one is you need followers to start. People say wait until you've got 10k followers before you try to make money. They think having a big audience means big income, and they think you need to build an audience before you can even build an offer, and it's false. The reality is you need the right 100 people, not the wrong 1,000 people. Gino signed 3 high-ticket clients from 5 days with 0 added followers. It was just his current personal account because his positioning beats audience size every single time. Next one is you need to go viral. Biggest myth I've ever heard on the fucking internet. There's a lot of creators out there saying if you just go viral, then you can make more money, but viral content speaks to everyone. Now, if I'm sitting here selling a £300 offer, then yes, I can post top of funnel content that just goes viral, which gets all the eyeballs on, because who doesn't have £300? But now, if I want to attract people that want to pay £10,000, I need to speak to that very specific person very specifically. Now, the myths are chasing views and virality. More reach equals more clients. One viral post will change your life. It could do, but followers ain't gonna change your life. The reality is, viral content attracts everyone, including people who will never fucking buy from you. Targeted content with only 300 views will close a 5k deal. I'm literally living proof of this. The goal is the right eyes, not the most eyes. Next one is you need to be an expert. I didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing when I first started posting content. And I was getting comments on my videos saying, why are you still dropshipping in 2022? It's not 2017 anymore. But I carried on posting anyway because now I've been able to fucking invite you boys out here with me in Mykonos, and it wouldn't have been possible unless I pulled out my phone and took that first video. Now, I posted for 8 months, getting around 500 views maximum, no comments, no engagement, and people literally telling me to do one. 1.5 years later, like I said, almost a $500,000 in revenue. And look at the fucking view, boys. I'm not qualified enough to charge premium prices. Nobody will pay me because I don't have any credentials, and you think you need to learn more before you can start. But the reality is, on the right side is, you need to be 1 step ahead of your buyer, not 10 steps ahead. If you can just help one person solve one specific problem that you've lived through, that's all you need. People pay for results and relatability, not letters after your name. And the people making money online started before they felt ready, every single one of them. So, what actually is a personal brand? Who can tell me what they think a personal brand is? Go on, Sam.
Personal brand's where you advertise yourself, and then obviously whatever you're then going to sell beyond that point, people buy into you personally as opposed to whatever the fuck you're selling. So you can sell anything, hell of a lot better. Switch from fucking one product to another product because people buy into you as opposed to the actual product.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. But your personal brand is not your content, it's your perception. It's how you view things as opposed to somebody else. What most people think, a personal brand equals posting on Instagram. It's about showing your lifestyle. More content equals stronger brand. But what it actually is what people think about you when you're not in the room. The feeling someone gets when they land on your profile. If you can change the way somebody thinks just by watching you, that's when you're gonna make the most money. So it's your positioning, your identity, and your consistency is what gives you your personal brand. So there's 3 pillars of a real brand, the 3 main pillars. You've got your positioning, your identity, and your consistency. So your positioning is who you are, who you serve, and what makes you different. Sam, what makes you different?
So I call people out on the bollocks as opposed to having a stick up my ass. It's quite rare with what I do. Everyone's all fucking boring. I just say how it is, swear a lot, be quite offensive, and it works well for me.
Gino? What makes you different?
I don't speak like everyone else does. I talk to my ideal client, but like I come across in a different way, more emotional, more deeper. People have a proper connection with me.
Matty, what do you think makes you different? I know you haven't started posting yet, but it'd be good to get your verdict.
Just a genuine lad that wants to achieve things and then start from the bottom and work your way up.
Sick. This is all content, boys. This is all content. Next up, we have your brand's identity, right? Which is the specific angle that you own. Now, everyone's posting content, everyone's building a brand, but you guys have bought from me because of my personal brand specifically. But people buy people, right? So it's your perspective, it's your way of seeing the world, whether that's your opinions, your beliefs, whatever it might be. And this is what makes people choose you over somebody else with the same information. And then next up is your consistency. Now, I posted a video about this the other day on my Instagram that went pretty viral. If you got caught for having a wank and somebody walks in, but you keep wanking, then who looks like the idiot? The guy watching you having a wank, right? That's exactly what it's like when you're posting content. If you give up, then you look an idiot to the rest of the world. But if you keep going, then everybody else thinks, fuck, he's actually gonna get somewhere. Why the fuck shouldn't I do that? And that's exactly what consistency is. And that's how you build trust, and trust is how you sell. Now, trust is like completely vanished in 2026, so it's quite hard to build, but I'm gonna show you how we get in that at a later date. So this is the real game, the high level. Content is the entry point, right? It's not the entire game. Yeah, so content, first of all, it attracts people, right? You send it out to everyone, it could be viral, and it gets eyeballs on your brand, on your business. Second of all, people hit your profile, which it should be set up to convert. After that, we have DMs that qualify, right? Which is what all you guys are doing now. After that, trust builds, you book the call and the offer closes. And most people focus entirely on the first box. And that's where the whole system works together. If you move any step, the whole game breaks. So there is a system behind this, right? We have the foundation, which is your identity, your profile, and your offer clarity. Positioning and your ICP. Your ICP is your ideal client profile. It's the people that you want to work with. So right now, if I'm launching an offer to help people start and build a personal brand from 0 to 500K, it's B2C. It's people that haven't posted content before. Now, if my ICP was somebody, which is what I'm going to be covering in the next lesson, is people that already have personal brands. Completely different offer, completely different identity, completely different ICP. So your positioning, your ICP is who you speak to and why you speak to them. Next up is your content system, right? We use a 7-day structure, which is your hooks and your delivery. It basically takes a cold lead from a complete stranger to a paying client within 7 days. Now we have paid amplification, which is your ads that pour fuel onto what works. Now most people think ads will fix a business. Completely backwards. Ads amplify what already works. Now monetization next, how money actually comes in. That's your method of making money, boys. Next up is finding your personal brand angle, right? And there's 3 ways to position yourself, right? We could be skill-based, story-based, or journey-based. Depends where you are. A lot of you guys are gonna be journey-based and story-based because you haven't started building your personal brand yet. Sam, Gino on the other end, you're going to be skill, story, and journey based. They love it all. Now, if I'm B2B, like Sam said earlier, value based content, educational content, very important. Skill based, you have a specific skill, fitness coaching, appointment setting. Sales could be design, copywriting, coding, and you teach or you deliver it, right? And it's the fastest path to income and it's the easiest to package. Now, story based, it's your transformation in the content. Like Sam said earlier, people don't buy what you sell. They don't buy the features. They don't buy the product. They buy the result that they see that your product gives them. So you went from X to Y and you document or teach the journey, which builds the deepest connection and the deepest level of trust. Now, journey based on the right here, you build it in public, real-time documentation of what you're learning, testing, failing at. It works when you're early and it grows with you. Now, this is why people buy from me. There's guys like Matty that have been watching my content since 2 years and you've only just converted now, which is mad. But if I started posting any later than that and you didn't see me working in construction, then maybe some of you wouldn't have believed it. If I just popped up in Dubai with a Lambo and a skyrise, you're gonna think this guy's a load of shit. But because I have so much journey-based content, people believe me, which makes they trust me, which means you wanna buy into me. So most people have elements of all 3. The question is which one to lead with, and that depends on where you are right now. Like I said earlier, if you speak to everyone, you sell to fucking no one, okay? Generic content. You could say tips for growing your business. It speaks to nobody specifically and it resonates with nobody deeply. Then we have specific content, right? It's how I went from laying floors to 35K a month in 12 months, right? It speaks to one person and that person is the old version of yourself. The best piece of advice I've ever received about posting content is not who should I talk to, not what my niche is, but make content for the old version of you 6 months ago. That's the best way to do it. Now, you've got your ICP questions, right? Who is the exact person who needs what you sell? What do they fear? What do they want? And what have they tried before? And what do they tell themselves at night? So this is why most people fail, right? The 4 killers, they have no direction, right? They start posting without knowing who they're talking to, what they're selling, or what their angle is, right? Content with no strategy is just noise. Now, you don't need to find your niche before you start posting content. I didn't know who the fuck I was posting content to. I was posting my life, my journey, my fails, my results. My niche, my ICP came to me, which is the construction lads, because I knew them the deepest. Obviously, I was working in construction and they started engaging and resonating the most with me. The next up is inconsistency. They go hard for 2 weeks, they get no immediate results and they stop, then restart and they stop again. But trust is built over time and you can't shortcut it. Content is not easy, boys. The next one, which is the most crucial, they copy other people. They model somebody else's style, angle, and messaging and wonder why it doesn't land because it's not theirs. People can feel that it's inauthentic immediately, right? Number 4, there's no system, right? They're posting randomly, hoping something works with no data, no tracking, and no structure, hoping, and it's not a strategy, right? So it depends. If you're just trying to build a personal brand and you're not trying to make money, it's completely fine. You don't need a strategy, you don't need anything. Just pick up your phone and film fucking everything. Like I say before, if you've got no results, but you still want to post content, you don't have to post them until you're where you want to be. I know what it's like posting content. You don't want your lads from work judging you, you don't want friends and family judging you. So if you just document it, keep it in a folder in your camera roll, and then post it when you feel comfortable posting it. So copying somebody else's brand kills yours, right? This is what they do. They see somebody else successful and they copy their hooks word for word. I see it all the time. Now, it's not terrible. Obviously, reverse engineering other people's content is actually what we teach. We take people's high performing reels, we extract the data of why they worked using AI, and then we rebuild them around your brand, your audience's psychographics, the people you want to work with, your story, and everything in between. Most people use the same format, the same structure, and the same energy, and they wonder why they get no results despite doing exactly the same thing as everybody else, right? It needs to be authentic. So what does work? Like I said, study the structure and the principles and apply it to your own story. Find your own version of it, right? Your angle, your voice, your experience. Be the most authentic version of yourself in the room because nobody can compare with that. Be unapologetically yourself. That's a good one. Now we have the content layers. So not all content does the same job. We have attraction content, authority content, connection content, and conversion content. Now, there's a lot more than that, but for the basis of this presentation, we'll stick with these 4. These are the most important. So attraction content, it reaches new people. It can be viral content, right? It hooks them, it makes them stop scrolling, and this is your top of funnel, right? So content is literally a funnel. You got top, middle, and bottom. Bottom of funnel is where you make the money, right? Then we have authority content. It builds credibility, it shows your depth, and makes people think this person really knows what they're talking about, and trust is built here. Now, if you've got no authority, then people won't even trust that you can help them solve what their problem is, right? Next up is your connection content. It makes people feel seen, your story, your opinions, your reality, and this creates that relationship that makes buying feel natural. And then we have your bottom of funnel conversion content, right? It explicitly invites somebody to take action and you cannot skip this. But if you lead with it before the other, then it all falls apart. You lose them in the first 3 seconds, right? So some examples of some dead hooks. In this video, I'm gonna show you. Would you stop and watch that? You would. Fair play. Today, I wanna talk about this. Something interesting happened to me, right? But what you want to do is lead with feeling, conflict, or a specific moment that you've been through, right? A bold claim that challenges a belief that they hold. Name the exact person you're talking to in the first line. If you look at some of the ads I've got on my profile visits right now, it's if you're working in construction, making 4 to 5 grand a month, which is not a lot of people, it's very niche. But those people, just like Gino, pulled through it, and obviously he's now on a team. So the hook is not the first thing you say, it's the first thing your viewer feels. So you need to structure your opening around emotion and tension, not just the information. So this is the 7-day system behind all of this. Day 1 is attraction content, new eyeballs, and this is what we call top of funnel content. It reaches everyone. It could be about me and Gino having a beer in the garden. It could be about fitness mindset. It could be about absolutely anything in the world. It doesn't have to say who you are, doesn't have to say what you do, doesn't have to explain anything about your offer either. Day 2, we have authority, proof, and credibility depth, right? So it could be you teaching something you've been through, a client result. Day 3 and 4, we've got connection, which is your story, your opinions, and your reality. And now this is where you separate yourself from everybody else in the fucking market. Day number 5, we have social proof, results, and your transformations. Yeah, so it could be your client results, your fitness transformations, and then day 7 is your conversion, right? You ask the audience to do something next, which is your CTA, call to action, and then you close the fucking deal, boys, in 7 days. So a cold lead comes in at top of funnel, they don't give a fuck who you are, they don't know what you offer, and then by day 7, you've closed them, right? That's what we want it to do. So how does money actually come in from a personal brand? And a skill stack that builds income, right? So first off, you need to learn a high value skill. Like I said earlier, it could be appointment setting, copywriting, paid ads, social media management, something with a clear market demand. And obviously you can get your first income in weeks, not months. Step number 2 is build your brand around your journey. It's what I've been telling Gino over the last couple of days, is just talk about how crazy it's been that you joined up 6 months ago and now you're in Mykonos, you've been traveling the world since you started. People want to see this because they want to be a part of it. So document yourself learning, show the real process, and people buy from people. So your journey is content before you even have the results. People want to see where you was before where you are now. Next thing you know, step 3 is package what you know. So once you've proven the skill and you've built a small audience who trust you, you package your knowledge into an offer. It could be a course, a mentorship, an agency, whatever it might be. And this is where your income compounds, and there's guys out there doing 10 million a month just with info, right? And step number 4 is the system that you need to build around it. So your content system, your profile funnel, your DM strategy, the ads, and the system that turns your brand into a client acquisition machine that runs fucking without you, boys. The whole time I've been out here, like you've seen, been closing deals, and I haven't taken a single sales call, I haven't set a single appointment, and I'm out here with the clients, which is what us business owners need to focus on, the content and the clients. So your first client is closer up than you think. Step number 1 is you need to warm your network first, right? So your first client is almost never a stranger. Start with people who already know, like, and trust you, deliver results, and use those results as content. So every single one of you, you've all been out here, and I've been hammering you to send me results like you, Gino. I've probably made around 20 grand just off of Gino's transformation, because he sold his van, quit his job, and he come with me to Bali, which is literally what every fucking person working a normal job wants to do. And I packaged it up, I marketed it online, and now he's here, and now we're scaling. What did you say? Abused you. Yeah, so another one I'll touch on there, right, is you don't always need to find other people or use AI or ChatGPT to find data on your audience. It's best off asking people that have already bought from you. Why did you buy from me? Why did you choose me over somebody else? Was there any specific video that shifted your belief? A lot of people said, yeah, I watched Gino's testimonial. He was in the exact same position that I was in a few months ago, and now they're thinking it could be working for them. Now, 5 years ago, you could just post anything online, living this lifestyle, and people would probably buy it. But it's 2026, lads. It's not as easy as it used to be. So if you're not going to show somebody's situation, even though you've got them the results, people still won't believe in you because they just think it won't work for them. So if you show somebody's journey before they fucking started making money, then they're going to believe it's doable for them. So next up, we've got organic DMs done right? So like we said earlier, no spammy outreaches, genuine conversations with people your content has already warmed up. And there's a script structure that works, and one that kills the deals immediately. Next up, we have the inbound model, right? When your content and profile are working, people come to you, right? And this is the goal. DMs from people who are already sold before the conversation even starts. Your Instagram page should be your sales page. Now, somebody sees your content, they visit your profile, and within 3 seconds, they're going to decide, 1, if they trust you, 2, if they should even follow you. Now, if you confuse people, they leave and they won't come back. But if you have a clear profile, they follow you, they DM you, or they might even buy from you, like Seth did in just 3 days. Your bio, you've got your pinned post, you've got your highlights, and your link in bio. Every single element is either working for you or working against you, and there is no fucking neutral. I've had profile visits that has gotten me 15p and 25p cost per follower with a fairly decent quality of prospects. And I think one of those ads got me a 17x ROAS. So let's talk about the gap. Knowing it is not the same as doing it. So what you know now, right? You need positioning, not just content. You need an ICP and a clear angle. Your content needs a purpose and a structure. Your profile is the sales page, right? But what you still don't have is your ICP definition, specific to your offer and your market. The actual content frameworks that work for your niche, the data telling you what's working and what isn't, and a full system built, tested, and running for you. So the people who went online aren't the most talented. They're the ones who stop guessing and start executing with a real system. What did we build together? So this is what the system looks like. First up, we have the ICP and your audience data, which is deep analysis of your current clients and your current audience, their objection patterns, and your content analytics, right? Without guessing. Next up, we have a custom client dashboard, right? So custom tracking for every metric, your close rates, your content performance, and exactly what's working and what's not working, so you can reiterate and move forward on data. Next up, we have the AI content system, which is pretty fucking cracked, which tells you exactly what to post based on your ICP's data, and it removes the guesswork entirely. Then we have the 7-day system, which I run you through earlier, which is the full content calendar with purpose-built posts. We have attraction, authority, and connection and conversion. And then final but not least, we have the profile funnel, which is your profile rebuilt as a conversion asset, and every element is optimized to convert the right person, and then we scale it with the paid ads. So once we validate it organically, once we know it's working, we put fuel on the fire and we scale it. So it's the same system, different people, same results. We've got Sam here. Sam scaled from 9 to 22K a month, 25K now, as you said earlier. We have Lewis here. I took him from 20 to 65K a month as an accountant, and that was within 90 days. And we have Gino is here, 0, just about to touch on his first 10K month. So different niches, different starting points, different offers, and the system adapts to every single person, but the architecture is the same every single time. So this is for you if you have a skill, knowledge, or experience worth monetizing. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be real and valuable to someone. You need to be willing to show up consistently for at least 90 days, right? Not posting randomly, following the system, trusting the process, even when it feels slow, because it fucking will, boys. I wanted to quit 1,000,000 times. If you're done guessing and ready to operate with a real plan, you've tried the random approach, but it doesn't work, and you're ready for the system. Now, this is not for you if you want overnight results with no effort, you're looking for a shortcut, and you're not willing to put in the work. I won't take you on. It wastes both of our time. What happens if you don't change anything? Month 1, you're still posting randomly, you've got no clear direction, and you're getting views, but nobody's buying. Month 4 to 6, you lose the motivation, you're starting to believe it doesn't work, and you may be trying something else with the same problem with a different surface. Month 7 to 12, either you quit or you're still grinding with no real system, a year's gone, you're still in the same position, and the opportunity costs you because you haven't started the right way. 90 days, this is the timeline, not because it's magic, because that's how long it takes for a real system to start compounding into real results. I actually scaled from a VSL funnel at 15K a month. The second I plugged in this content strategy, the AI, the audience data, I scaled it to 55K literally the same month or the next. So continue the journey. So there's 2 ways we can work together. We have the one-on-one mentorship, which is fully built, your custom system for your specific situation. We have your ICP analytics, your content system, your profile real build, and your scaling with the paid ads. We have a custom client dashboard tracking your data in real time, direct access to me through the process, and results focus, so we don't stop until you're getting them. Then on the right here, we have the skill stack program, which all these lads in the room are already on. And this is starting from 0 as an appointment sale to your own offer, which is a community of people at the same stage building it with you. So there's course content plus live sessions and private retreats out here in Mykonos. We have the journey documented by people who have done it, and it's best for people starting from 0 who want to build it step by step. You're not buying a course, you're buying clarity. Clarity on exactly who you're speaking to. No more posting for everyone, one specific person, and every piece of content is built for them. You get a real 90-day game plan. It's not a generic plan. It's a specific sequence of moves tailored to your situation, your market, and your goals. We have data-driven decisions instead of gut feel, which is a dashboard that tells you what's working, so every decision you make is informed, not guessed. Then we have someone in your corner who's already done it, which is me. I'm not a guru. It's not a course video. I'm a real person who's built this from 0 and can see what you can't see from inside your own business. So there's 2 paths you can go down. Path A, you go and do it alone. You take today's knowledge and you try and figure out the rest yourself. You spend more time doing trial and error, you're more guessing, more time. But what does that cost you? Your time and your energy. Or this path B, you build it with me and the system. You start with the full picture in place from day 1. You get 90 days to rebuild instead of 2 years of trial and error, and someone in your corner who can see exactly what you can't. So the window for this is now. The personal brand space is getting more and more crowded. There's more people selling courses than ever, but it's not impossible. But earlier moves have significant advantage. AI is raising the quality floor, generic content is dying, and the brands that win will be the ones built on authentic positioning and real data. This is an advantage if you have the system. There's a lot of people that I watch out there, I'm just like, every single fucking script just sounds like AI, and you can tell from a mile off. It's good to use AI, but swap out the words. So attention is still accessible at low cost. So organic reach on short form content is still one of the most powerful tools available, and that window is not open forever. That's it, boys. 3 years ago, I was in debt, laying floors, wondering if there was another way. There was, and I wish somebody had just shown me what it had looked like sooner. This is content acquisition, boys. Let's fucking have it.